there. Michael Prouse said, reading is that fruitful miracle of a communication in the midst of solitude. And well, in these times of isolation, instead of procrastination, we can indulge in some reading. So today I am here to share with you 5 books to read during this quarantine. Let us start with the classic Malgudi Days. All of us know about the cult show that was an absolute favorite of old and young. The classic series that used to air on Doordarshan was an adaptation of the works of famous novelist rknarayan. Malgudi Days presents Narayan's imaginary city full of color, revealing the essence of India and of human experience. It is a collection of 30 plus short stories composed of powerful, magical portraits of all kinds of people. Most famous amongst them being an astrologer's tale that has ruled the literature curriculum of senior school students for decades. This book is a short, fun read that will subconsciously engross you in the lives of the people of a small town in South India. Because as Narayan said, the characteristics of Malgudi seem to me universal, that will fill you with innocence, happiness, and yet the gentle irony of Indian life will never be more obvious. With 4.2 roses out of 5, this book is a gem in my opinion. Next up, I am recommending both Animal Farm and 1984 by George Orwell because I believe they both complement each other. On one hand, Animal Farm is a razor-edged fairy tale satire. It tells the story of the rebellion of Manor Farm's livestock, vowing to eliminate the terrible injustices committed by their tyrannical owner Mr. Jones. With fierce idealism and rousing slogans, they embark to build a paradise of progress, justice, and equality. But as time passes, the ideals of rebellion are corrupted and forgotten, and something new and unexpected emerges. On the other hand, in 1984, the world as we know has ended. Oceania, an authoritarian superstate, stands over the remnants of the free countries, but there is no escaping the watchful eye of Big Brother. In this world, a seed of rebellion takes root in Winston Smith, an employee of the Ministry of Truth, when he meets Julia and falls in love. However, he soon discovers that the true price of freedom is betrayal. Both these novels are insightful examples of revolutions and idealism, power and corruption, social injustice and absolutism. George Orwell creates a dystopia that exposes destruction of truth, freedom and individuality, more relevant today than ever before. I give these 4 roses out of 5. "21 Lessons for the 21st Century" is an inquisitive and imaginary inquiry into the most important problems of today as we step into the unexplored territories of the future. When technology progresses faster than our knowledge of it, hacking becomes a weapon of war and the world feels more divided than ever before. Harari addresses the difficulty of living life in the face of rapid and disorienting change and asks for the crucial questions that we need to ask ourselves in order to survive. In 21 symbolic essays that are both stimulating and insightful, Harari builds on the ideas of work and civilization, nationalism and terrorism, ignorance and education, unraveling political, technological, social and existential issues and providing advice on how to plan for a very different future from the world which we now live in. How can we maintain freedom of choice when big data is watching us? What will become of the future of workforce and how do we ready ourselves for it? How should we deal with the threat of terrorism? Why is liberal democracy in crisis? In a world where we are bombarded with irrelevant information, this book has the power of clarity. For portraying complex modern-day challenges clearly and conveniently, I will give this one 4.5 roses out of 5. by Walter Isaacson is the best-selling biography of Apple co-founder Steve Jobs. It's a riveting tale of a visionary entrepreneur whose passion for excellence and relentless drive revolutionized six industries: personal computers, animated films, music, smartphones, tablet computing, and digital publishing. Jobs requested for no regulation over what was written until it was published. He urged individuals he knew to speak frankly, and he talks candidly about the people he worked with and played against, even brutally so. His associates, foes, and colleagues offer an undistorted view of the drive, meticulousness, obsessions, talent, fiendishness, and control compulsion that influenced his business strategy and the creative products that resulted. His persona and the products were interrelated, just as Apple's hardware and software appear to be, as if a part of an integrated system. His tale is enlightening and precautionary, packed with lessons on innovation, character, leadership, and principles. I will give it 4 roses out of 5. Until next time, stay at home, stay safe, keep reading. Doodles!